don't think I've played since my Nintendo days, but it's nice to see technology used for good.
Oh, yeah.
Time for America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
We're a family of athletes, and we all experience tightness and soreness in our muscles, and we're always looking for easy, safe solutions. And I love Pain Gone because it's so easy to apply. Look at that. You just peel it off. I'm going to put it on my forearm where I get tightness. Also, I get a lot of tightness in my shoulders, and it fits so comfortably and provides such relief. I also like that it has 3 different settings. There's soft pulses, strong pulses, or a combination of both. And there's also 12 intensity levels, so you find what works for you. And if you want to wear it under your clothing, sometimes I do, it's great because it's not big, it's not bulky, easy to conceal. And this is great for anyone who has aches and pains and sits at their desk all day. It's wireless, and it gives you relief with just the touch of a button. You get relief in just 15 minutes, and there's no limit to how often you can use it. These gel pads will last 2 to 3 months, and that's a great value. Now, normally you may have to take over-the-counter medicine, and you would have to wait hours to take another dose. This is the natural pain-free option that you need, and right now we're offering 30% off on Pain Gone. This is an amazing product. It's gonna sell out fast. Head to asadeals.com right now for this very, very exclusive offer.
Time now for Stranger Than Fiction, those 3 real news stories from the past week. So unbelievable, they have to be true. Here comes story number 1, Dateline, Castleton, Vermont. Vermont State University has just given an honorary degree to a cat. Max the cat has been hanging out with students on campus for years. What degree is the tabby getting? He's now a doctor of literature. The cat's home is at a house just off campus, but Max spends hours on campus getting petted and having his picture taken. Story number 2, Dateline Charleston, West Virginia. Doug Scaff ran for Secretary of State and lost on Tuesday, making his loss even more painful. While taking down his campaign signs, he was bitten by a snake. The bites came from a poisonous copperhead. Some people passing by helped him, and he should be okay. Story number 3, Dateline, Jacksonville, Florida. A 104-year-old woman was being harassed at her home. Police were called to deal with the harasser, but the suspect was tough to cuff because they're an alligator. The wild reptile was lectured by police about being a nuisance to a 108-year-old. The wild animal was moved to another location and released. This has been Stranger Than Fiction. Tune in next week. More real news stories so unbelievable they have to be true.
You know, that reminds me of growing back in the South, of dealing with reptiles like alligators and snakes, because you can actually see them when you go outside, depending what time of the year it is.
No, thank you. So if you are, you might feel like you're kind of cold-blooded with this forecast that we have here. Really tough to warm up. We see Monday looking a little bit better than this weekend, but not by much. We really don't see any sun until Friday. Be careful if you're heading into the backcountry. Might see some sleet in the higher elevations as well. We're back at 8.
Hello and welcome. I'm Aditi Singh and you're watching My India. International trade is vital for global economic growth, fostering cooperation and resource sharing. India and Iran have bolstered their trade ties by securing a decade-long contract to develop and manage the Chabahar port. The port's development is crucial for enhancing regional connectivity and diversifying trade, and we bring you this report. Take a look.
Located on the Gulf of Oman coast in southeastern Iran, Chabahar Port holds immense strategic significance for India, providing a crucial gateway to Central Asia. It facilitates India's access to Afghanistan and beyond, fostering regional connectivity and trade routes. By establishing a sea-land route, it reduces dependence on Pakistan for trade with Afghanistan and Central Asia, ensuring greater security and flexibility. On May 13th, New Delhi signed a decade-long contract with Tehran to develop and operate the Chabahar port. The agreement, brokered between Indian Ports Global Limited, IPGL, and Iran's Port and Maritime Organization, involves an investment of $120 million from IPGL, complemented by an additional $250 million in financing, bringing the contract's value to $370 million. Situated along Iran's southeastern coast on the Gulf of Oman, Chabahar Port is operated by India. The port lies only 170 kilometers west of the Pakistani port of Gwadar, making Chabahar very strategically and geographically important.
Under Modi's leadership, the momentous agreement that began on 23rd of May 2016 is culminating today in a long-term contract, symbolizing the enduring trust and deepening partnership between India and Iran.
The development of Chabahar Port aligns with India's strategic interests in the region, enhancing its connectivity and trade prospects. Till date, a total of 2.5 million tons of wheat and 2,000 tons of pulses have been shipped from India to Afghanistan through Chabahar Port. Moreover, in 2021, India provided Iran with 40,000 liters of eco-friendly pesticide, specifically malathion, to combat the locust threat, facilitated through the port. On the other hand, Iran, with the majority of its population situated in the western region, seeks to address the relative underdevelopment of its eastern part. To achieve this, Iran is focusing on enhancing infrastructure around Chabahar Port, including the establishment of a free trade zone and the construction of road and rail connections linking Chabahar to Central Asia. New Delhi has stated that both parties will ensure proper supervision of the construction and further development of Chabahar Port through effective monitoring mechanisms.
From our perspective, it will provide us connectivity to Afghanistan and another very important and oil-rich and the mineral-rich geography called Central Asia. So it would be part of India's Eurasian access and outreach and then further on to Europe. And of course, because of the sanctions on Russia and Iran, there may be difficulties, but at the same time, there are other possibilities of going to Europe through that.
The Chabahar Port has attracted interest and concern from the United States. Following the deal, the U.S. cautioned that any nation engaging in business with Iran faces the possibility of sanctions. In response to this, India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, emphasized the broader regional advantages of the project.
This is actually for everybody's benefit. I don't think people should take a narrow view of it, and they have not done so in the past.
While historically critical of Iran's nuclear activities, Washington had previously acknowledged the significance of the Chabahar Port development. The U.S. perceived it as a potential check on China's expanding influence in the area, notably through its involvement in Pakistan's Gwadar Port within the framework of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC.
There's an exciting surge of enthusiasm and attitude towards sports in India. And not only is the country witnessing a remarkable increase in youth participation, but there's also a noticeable rise in fitness awareness among the population. As a result, the sports good industry is experiencing a significant boost. So let's explore how this burgeoning trend towards sports and fitness is making a positive impact on the sports goods industry in the country.
India's emergence as a sports powerhouse owes much to the government's proactive measures. The Khelo India campaign stands as a testament to this vision, offering athletes enhanced opportunities to nurture their talents. With improved facilities and organized tournaments, athletes, particularly from rural areas, are finding a platform to excel.
पहले हमारे इन युवाओं को सही प्लेटफॉर्म के लिए इंतजार करना पड़ता था। आज खेलो इंडिया अभियान के तहत देश इन प्रतिभाओं को खुद तलाश भी रहा है, तराश भी रहा है।
The Fit India movement, spearheaded by the government, encourages individuals to integrate sports into their daily routines for improved health. This evolving nationwide sports landscape not only bolsters athletic endeavors, but also fuels growth in the sports goods industry. In recent years, there has been a steady rise in demand for sports equipment, marking new horizons for the sector.
फ्यूचर बहुत अच्छा है, ब्राइट है फ्यूचर, क्योंकि फ्यूचर ब्राइट है। क्योंकि जैसे पहले 10 प्लेयर खेलते तब खेलो इंडिया ने उसको क्रिएट कर दिया, एक ऐसी चीज़ क्रिएट कर दी कि हर बच्चा कहता है यार मैं भी कोई ना कोई गेम्स में पार्टिसिपेट करूं। उससे क्या हो रहा है कि जो अंदर बैठे गांव-गांव में बंदे बैठे थे, अब शहरों के बंदे भी जो है ना, बच्चे हैं जो, वो भी आना चाह रहे हैं। अब उससे देखो अगर 20-25% बच्चा भी उसमें आ जाता है तो देखो मार्केट तो, बायर मार्केट तो बढ़ जाएगी, तो हमारा तो कस्टमर बढ़ जाएगा, तो इससे डिमांड और बढ़ेगी।
India's sports good market was valued at $4.5 billion in 2020 and is projected to surge to $6.6 billion by 2027, thereby showcasing a persistent rise in demand for sports equipment. Now, the manufacturing hub for sports goods in India is predominantly residing in Jalandhar, Punjab, renowned globally for its quality sports products.
Jalandhar city of the northern Indian state of Punjab stands as a premier sports hub, boasting the nation's largest sports goods market. In recent years, fueled by a growing passion for sports, demand for sporting products has surged, driving prosperity in the local industry. Jalandhar caters to a diverse array of sports equipment needs, serving both domestic and international markets. From grassroots competitions to global tournaments, sports gear from this region finds its way onto fields worldwide. Furthermore, the industry here prides itself on delivering top-tier products, catering to the exacting standards of professional athletes globally.
तो हम इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे सक्षम हैं, हर क्षेत्र में टक्कर दे सकते हैं, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है। और आज भी हमारे बहुत से मैन्युफैक्चरर ऐसे हैं जो इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में ब्रांड वाइज इनका प्रोडक्ट जो है वो सेल हो रहा है।
The sports goods industry is making a substantial contribution to the Make in India and Self-Reliant India campaigns. Its expanding market not only invigorates the nation's economic landscape, but also enhances employment prospects. The synergistic alignment of government policies and initiatives aimed at fostering sports is catalyzing a transformative shift in India's sporting landscape, propelling rapid growth in the sports market. The intersection of these forces will play a pivotal role in steering the nation towards development and prosperity.
Rural tourism in India encompasses a rich tapestry of experiences, offering travelers an opportunity to immerse themselves in the vibrant culture, traditions and natural beauty of village life. And as travel enthusiasts seek authentic experiences that connect them with the essence of a place, let's explore how some hidden gems in India's rural areas stand as shining examples of the beauty and the richness of the country's diverse landscapes.
In the heart of India's northern state of Uttarakhand, amidst the majestic vistas of the Khirsu hill station, lies a hidden gem in the form of a homestay. Nestled amidst picturesque landscapes, Basa Homestay offers more than just accommodation. It presents an authentic immersion into the culture of mountain dwellers. Operated by a dedicated women's self-help group, Basa Homestay stands as a beacon of empowerment and cultural preservation, offering tourists unforgettable experiences. Established by the state government with the aim of empowering local women, Basa Homestay is not just a place to stay, but a catalyst for change. By actively participating in the hospitality sector, local women are not only gaining economic independence, but also playing a pivotal role in boosting tourism in the region.
महिलाएं अपना रोजगार चलाती हैं और महिलाएं बहुत खुश रहती हैं यहाँ पे। जैसे जो भी कस्टमर यहाँ पे आते हैं खुश होके जाते हैं। जो भी हमारा कल्चर यहाँ पे है, जैसे गोबर और मिट्टी से लिपाई हुई और पत्थर से बना हुआ जो पुराने ज़माने में बनाते थे यहाँ के, तो वही हम लोगों ने ये कल्चर अपने आगे लिया और सरकार ने हमें दिया। और बहुत खुश होती हैं यहाँ पे महिलाएं। जैसे जो भी कस्टमर आता है बैठा के हम लोग खाना खिलाते हैं उनको, तब वो चले जाते हैं खुश होके।
At Basa Homestay, visitors are embraced as more than just guests. They become integral participants in the local customs and culture. From the moment visitors step foot into the serene surroundings of Basa, they are enveloped in the warm hospitality of the local women. Every corner of Basa reflects a commitment to preserving and sharing the essence of indigenous heritage. Reflecting the region's abundant culinary legacy, the cuisine at Basa Homestay draws from the natural bounty of the land and time-honored recipes that have been cherished for generations. The ingredients used in cooking are sourced locally, often harvested from the surrounding fields or picked fresh from the garden.
हम गेस्टों को ये मंडवे की रोटी गढ़वाल में, क्योंकि मंडवा बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, इस मंडवे की मांग बहुत तेज़ी से है, क्योंकि हम गढ़वाल में यही देते हैं। हमारे बासा में मंडवे की रोटी, गेस्ट लोग मंडवे की रोटी खाकर बहुत ही खुश हो जाता है, क्योंकि वो कहते हैं गेहूं की रोटी तो हम खाते रहते हैं, लेकिन ये मंडवे की रोटी हमको आज मिले हैं। मंडवे की रोटी और झंगोरी की खीर, आलू मूली की खिचड़ी और हरी सब्जी, ये सबसे फेमस है हमारा। ये फाड़ो भी है हमारा इधर का, ये साग ना फाड़ो होता है, ये घेत का फाड़ो, सौंठ होते हैं, एक दाल होती है, सौंठ के रोटी भी देते हैं, भरे हुए परांठे, आलू मूली के परांठे भी बनाते हैं। ये हम गेस्ट लोगों को देते हैं। गेस्ट लोग बहुत खुश होके जाते हैं और बहुत तारीफ करते हैं हमारे बासा की।
The workers' dedication at Basa not only fuels the flames of women's empowerment, but also ignites a passion for sustainable tourism, ensuring that every visitor leaves with memories as enriching as the landscape itself.
We just saw how a rural homestay in a hilly area serves as a shining example of the resilience of culture, the solidarity of the community, and the dedication to conservation efforts. Now, transitioning from the heart of Uttarakhand's cultural embrace to the rustic charm of Rajasthan's rural landscapes, let's explore how a novel concept of mud housing is redefining the notion of relaxation and enjoyment for the travelers.
Within an hour's drive from Jaipur's main city area, you can immerse yourself in the authentic charm of rural life, experiencing traditions that have been preserved for centuries. A part of the Green World Foundation started by Indra Raj Jod and Seema Saini, this unique agro-tourism venture is inspired by the traditional villages of Rajasthan. The beautifully constructed mud houses on the agricultural land offer tourists an indulgent farm experience. These houses were built with the help of local artisans using mud, cow dung, and a kind of grass for their roofing.
हमने ज़्यादातर जो भी चीज़ें यहाँ बनाई हैं या जो हम काम कर रहे हैं वो हमने जो लोकल आज से 100 साल पहले जो ट्रेडिशनल तरीके से जो किया जाता था उसको थोड़ा सा मॉडिफाई करके हम लोग कर रहे हैं। जैसे आप जो रूफ़ देख रहे हैं, इन हट्स की रूफ़ देख रहे हैं, ये सरकंडा होता है। तो ये सारी जो रूफ़ बनी हुई है ये सरकंडे की बनी हुई है। इसमें थोड़ा सा हमने लाइटिंग कर दिया है, फ़ैन लगाया है या कूलर लगाया है। तो इस तरीके से ये लो कॉस्ट है। हमारे जो हम उस तरीके से तैयार करते हैं सीमेंट और कंक्रीट का, उससे ये चौथाई हिस्सा भी इसमें पैसा नहीं लगता है। और टेम्परेचर की भी अगर बात करें तो सर्दियों में ये गर्म रहता है और गर्मियों में ये ठंडा रहता है।
A refreshing swimming pool, opportunities to interact with animals, and the chance to savor delectable local cuisines. At this agro-tourism farm, visitors have everything they could possibly desire right at their fingertips. Visitors also have the chance to immerse themselves in the practices of organic and integrated farming, enriching their experience with valuable knowledge about sustainable agriculture.
India's musical landscape is a mosaic created with threads of classical, folk, and contemporary influences resonating across generations and borders. And this ancient musical tradition, with its intricate rags and tals, has been passed down from generations as a legacy for centuries. The Banaras Gharana in India, one of the prominent Indian gharanas or schools, often known as the custodians of Indian ancient classics, is carrying forth this tradition even today through the long lineages. So join us as we explore the musical heritage of the city of Varanasi.
Nestled on the banks of the Ganga River, the city of Varanasi intertwines with spirituality, resonating with hearts through its timeless melodies and classical music. The streets often come alive with the traditional beats of drums, tabla, and sitar, creating a vibrant symphony captivating locals and visitors alike. Amidst this lies a musical tradition that originated in the 18th century and continues to flourish today, the Banaras Gharana, alongside the ancient banks of the Ganga. The Banaras Gharana, known for its intricate musical compositions, vocal brilliance, and seamless dance moves, narrates the tales of ancient India, standing as a testament to the country's rich cultural heritage. Let's meet Pandit Deobrat Mishra, who hails from a long lineage of Indian classical musicians. His father, Pandit Shivnath Mishra, is an Indian sitar player and the first person in the Banaras Gharana to have introduced the sitar. In 2022, he was awarded the Padma Shri, one of the highest civilian awards of India. Mishra, one of the prominent sitar players and the 11th generation of the Varanasi musical Gharana, proudly carries forth the age-old legacy of his family, which continues to stun audiences worldwide.
It's soulful music. You can find in Varanasi. There are, so something is like Varanasi is still preserving it. And for international audience, I want to tell you that this Banaras is still carry on the old tradition. So if somebody wants to come and study in this beautiful town, they should come, they should meet musician here.
The soul-stirring vocals and instrumental brilliance of this ancient musical tradition are inspired by various musical styles like Dhrupan, Khayal, and Thumri, creating a unique music language. With each note and tal, the intricate musical composition of Banaras Gharana evokes a multitude of emotions in the listeners. Moreover, one can still find the relevance of the ancient Guru Shishya tradition within the walls of Gharanas, where they teach discipline through a spiritual way of teaching.
In Varanasi, there is still this tradition of guru and student, and to learn there, yes, and that's how I ended up in Varanasi, and that's how I found this school and my teacher. There is a fundamental difference in a lot of, like in teaching, in how I learned guitar in the West from teachers, but this Guru Shish Parampara is way more, it builds on a lineage, and like I'm not here, and I am not only here and have a teacher, but I'm living in this house, having a teacher whose father is also my teacher and whose son is also playing, and I'm like immersed in music, and I'm immersed in this environment.
Mentioning the Banaras Gharana, the allure of Indian classical Kathak is exquisite. Alongside the symphony of musical instruments, the tals of Kathak hold equal prominence for both Banaras and other Gharanas. And even today, these classical traditions are being meticulously preserved by eminent figures like Vishal Krishna and Gaurav Mishra. They are actively passing on the legacy through platforms like academies and through their various stage performances.
While music provides a total brain workout, dance adds a unique dimension to it as well. Like music, dance in Gharanas holds equal significance and is popular worldwide for its eccentric style and technique. Kathak, a classical dance form of India, has historic associations with Indian Gharanas, as does the Banaras Gharana. The articulate Kathak dance of Banaras Gharana has its own distinct style characterized by intricate footwork and rhythmic moves, making it a medium to narrate mythological folktales. Meet Vishal Krishna, an outstanding Kathak performer and the 11th generation dancer of this Gharana. Krishna exhibits the distinctive movements characteristic of the Banaras style of dance, which resemble the divine gestures of Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna.
I started learning from very childhood when I was like 3.5 years old, and everybody in my family is a dancer. My aunt, my father, my sisters, they all are dancers. So my father used to say one thing, I will speak in Hindi, कि मछली के बच्चे को तैरना कभी सिखाया नहीं जाता है. So I think मुझे लगता है कि बचपन से ही वो इन्फ्लुएंस रहा है घर का, कि मेरे फादर भी टीचर थे, गुरु थे, और बहुत सारे उन्होंने स्टूडेंट्स तैयार किए हैं बनारस में. तो मुझे लगता है ऐसे ही धीरे धीरे मुझे उसमें एक कह सकते हैं ना कि कथक से मुझे प्यार हो गया.
The term Kathak is derived from the Sanskrit words Katha, which means story, and Kataka, which means the one who tells the story. The ancient tradition of Kathak dance is deeply ingrained in the cultural value system of the country, which is being preserved through Gharanas in Lucknow, Jaipur, Raigad, and Benares. These Gharanas also run academies and schools where they impart various techniques and styles of Kathak art and storytelling through dances.
हमारा एक जिसको बोलते हैं धरोहर, जो कि गुरु, दादा गुरु, पर गुरु जी से जो मिला हुआ है प्रसाद, वो हम लोग बहुत सजोई को रखते हैं कि आने वाली पीढ़ी को हम ये बता सके। ता थई थई तत, आ थई थई तत। तो जब मैं आगे वाली पीढ़ी को बताएगा तो वो आगे वाली पीढ़ी को बताएगा। और ऐसे कई फॉरेनर्स स्टूडेंट हमारे पास हैं जो कि यूएसए से आते हैं, लंदन से आते हैं, इटली से आते हैं। वो उनकी मतलब उनको सीखने की कितनी रुचि है अंदर से।
Gharana holds immense significance in the Indian musical arena, serving to preserve the country's age-old musical heritage, akin to the sacred Ganges flow from generation to generation, and impart their values to the world with the same sincerity.
The Banaras Gharana's enduring legacy exemplifies India's rich cultural heritage, continuously inspiring and captivating audiences worldwide through music and dance. That's all for today's show, but we will see you next week at the same time. Till then, goodbye and take care.
Today on Refined.
And this one is a very fun one. It's called Duck Gizzard.
It's a tongue twister and it's tasty for your tongue. We're talking the top hot pot spot in town.
You can tell the quality of the meat by the way it melts in your mouth.
Plus, picture perfect. The Seattle Gallery where the frames are their own works of art. And they call it hangover food. We take you to the egg hole where they serve up tasty Sammys with a pour your own beer wall. Seattle Refined starts now.
Hi everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. When you go out to eat, it's usually because you don't want to cook. But if you've ever been to a hot pot spot before, you know that cooking your own food is kind of the whole point. It's been described as Asian fondue of sorts. And as Brandon Bernstead shows us, there's one place in town that should be at the top of your hot pot list.
Chengdu Hot Pot is a communal affair. Folks gathering around the table and a pot of bubbling broth.
It's for hot pot in general. It's more about togetherness, to bring all the family together, to bring the friend together.
Lisa Lee is the owner of Lao Ma To Hot Pot. A graduate of UW, Lisa got into the food industry by chance and saw an opportunity to share the hot pot culture of China's Sichuan province and its capital city, Chengdu, with folks here in Bellevue.
Hot pot, so it goes back to our name actually. So Lao Ma To actually in English term, it means old pier. So hot pot is originally native from actually from the pier, from the fishermen. What they do is they use a giant pot to cook whatever they have for leftovers. Now after centuries, it evolves into a hot pot culture that they have.
One thing that's a staple of Sichuan cuisine is spice. Sichuan peppercorns are known for both heat and their numbing quality. But if you're spice averse, not to worry. The food here isn't designed to blow out your palate.
When you think about Chengdu or Sichuan, you think they eat very spicy, very spicy. That's actually not the truth. They eat spice, but not as spicy as we think. They don't go to 5 stars or 7 stars. They usually do medium, mild, more like that.
If you're a hot pot newbie like me, where do you begin?